he's someone who has an intimate knowledge of how important education is. I remember, because he's always full of stories, and he's best at telling his own stories, as we know. But I have to tell this one story because I remember him telling us once that he was so good in school that his teacher decided that he should be in what they called the rapid advance in those days, the RA class where you skipped a grade. And so she decided, well, if they were going to recommend him for the rapid advance, she better go talk to the parents because, as you know, we've got to make sure that the parents are involved. And so she went over to the store that the governor's parents owned in Queens. And as she got in the door, near the door, his father saw her coming, knew this was the teacher, and whacked him across the head. Right? So, we're going to try to do parent education in the positive so that parents don't get so nervous when they see a teacher coming. Okay.
So there's not a whole lot left to say, and I'm not going to take a lot of time. I am going to make several points, though. Let me make the first point. I'm not going to tell you any stories. I have to save my stories for Ralph Marino. No, I can't tell, but I have to fill out the story Sandy told you. What Sandy told you is absolutely the truth. It was a grocery store. It was behind a marble counter with a slicing machine where you had to be careful, and everybody in the family once cut their finger on that slicing machine, even me. Some worse than others. And it's true that my father with the apron saw Mrs. Gubo come through that door, and the truth was, he didn't immediately recognize her as a teacher. He recognized her as someone other than one of the regular customers. Why? Frankly, she was better dressed. She even had lipstick on. And she was very special. He asked my sister who she was, and my sister said, it's Mario's teacher. And that's when he said, Mario, broke me up, pah, got that right in the back. But that's not the story. You see, that's only part of the story. The part of the story that leaves the psychic scar is not this abrupt miscalculation, this act of rash injustice by a parent. Even some of us have been guilty of that. That's not the story is how he responded after he learned the truth. Now, I was sent to the back of the store, and I went to the back of the store, looking out of the little window in the swinging door to see what would happen. And Mrs. Gubo came and explained that, Mario's doing well in school, but we think he ought to move. And my father got a translation from my sister, Mary, who was older and helped raise me. She says, this is good, Pa. That means Mario's working hard. He's doing good. They want to advance him. Oh, so he came in the back of the room. Now, let's be candid. In today's society, what would I do if it happened to my son? First of all, if I had done that to Andrew or Christopher, I'd have a nervous breakdown, right? I'd cry, I'd go to my psychiatrist, I'd buy him a BMW, right, whatever you got. Oh, my arm. Oh, I'm sorry. And Matilda would have cried, and they'll never forgive you. How could you do such a thing? Really, you take all the money out of your pockets, you'd wear a hair shirt, the whole thing, but not Papa. Not Papa. Papa was uninterrupted by any kind of formal education. Papa came into the back of the store, and here's how he handled it, I'll never forget. What did you expect me to do? I says, Pa, well, he says, well, she came in, who knew her? Why does the teacher come to? Of course I was going to hit you. And he says, look, if you think I did the wrong thing, this is my father, may rest in peace, he should have been a lawyer. He says, you think I did the wrong thing? Why? Because she came in to say something good? What about all the lousy things you did that I never caught you for? True. And I think about that. I think about that now. I really do. Every once in a while they put in the paper something terrible about you that's not true. The governor's no good. He did the following rotten, lousy thing. New York Post, usually. And you look at it and you say, but I didn't do that. Why would they say that? I worked so hard. I'm doing my best. But then you have to remember all the rotten things you have done that they never caught you at. And if they had written the truth about you, every single, who, God forbid, who wants the truth? Any of you settle for the whole truth? Every private sin you ever committed? Every rotten thought you ever had? every misdeed you ever committed, would you settle for the truth? Papa was right. He was smarter than I was. He always will be. So that's that story. Now let me give you just a couple of quick ideas about unions and education and the award. I accept the award. The award is not for Mario Cuomo, the individual. I am not in a class with Dewey or Martin Luther King Jr. or any of those people. I do accept it, however, as your token of respect for the forces in this state, the people, the policies, the politicians, the governments of recent days, perhaps, who have responded to what you think are the legitimate needs of the young people in this society by keeping education as a #1 priority. We have done that in the state, and in all candor, we have done it at the state level, Democrat and Republican alike. Because in the state, one house is Republican dominated, the other Democrat dominated. You need both in order to make a budget or get a bill, and so the Republicans have cooperated, or good things would not happen. And in that spirit, I accept your award and thank you for it.